See, if a child is in need, there's nobody there to take care of the child. And somebody then, a couple, and say, well, yes, we take care of that child. That's great. That's good for everybody. If a couple cannot have children, and they want to fill that gap by taking away a child from other parents, see? So, because they are needy, then as a rule they're in for trouble. That's not appropriate to do. And they pay for this dearly. And very often the relationship is over. So for the child they sacrifice the partner, very common. And well, see, when there is a child in need, one has first to inquire who can take care of the relatives. And very strangely enough, as you have experienced yourself, that the father very often is not even asked. The mother gives away the child without asking the father, see? And but the mother and the father, they both have parents. So if they can't take care of the child, their parents may be able to and willing to do this. So the grandparents would be the first ones to be considered to care for a child if the parents themselves cannot do that, see? And if the grandparents can do it, there may be uncles or aunts who are willing to do this, see? Then the child remains within the family. That's very safe for the child. All these things should be considered first. To go to a foreign country in order to get a child there is criminal. It's terrible. We watched that in China recently. There was in a hotel where couples from all over the world came to take children. And to look at those children, and they're crying, and they're suffering, and the helplessness of those couples who still thought they would do something right. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So there's also the idea that it's good for the child. I'm not sure whether the child wants that. Even if it lives in poor conditions, the child is with his soul bound to his parents and to his family, and to be taken away and offered a wonderful other life, you see. That's not what the soul wants of the child. And if it is to die, the soul may agree more easily than to live in other conditions. So all this has to be considered.
In two other parts of my family, my adopted parents and my father's sister, they had a baby. Then they adopted another baby.
Yes.
But the adopted baby was always, shunned aside and not even considered anymore in the family. Now that they've grown up, it's like he's off somewhere, but not even considered, And the same thing happened in my first wife's brother. They did the same thing. They had a girl, and they adopted this little boy who was an Indian. And then as soon as, when they grew up, the little girl was perfect and fabulous and all, and then they just forgot about this little boy. And I don't know what that's all about.
In a way it is right. In a way it is right. The adopted child does not belong to the family. It's taken care of in place of the other parents. And it has not the same, it's not, it is not part of the siblings. It's outside of this. So it doesn't have a rank within the siblings. It comes last in the family. Even if it is older, it comes last in rank. because that child has his own parents. That has his proper place, not in the other family.
So it's
And
probably
if he
better when it just
has
acknowledged.
been taken care of and he moves out, okay,